हाँ, yeah, Suma, actually, like, किसको पता?
हेलो।
से थोड़ा recognition की तरह लगेगा वहां पे कम से कम।
I'm doing a beeline. Just a moment, guys. Yes.
Sir,
We still
Orshi
have
has
got
come.
2 more minutes. Yeah. It's okay. I'm doing a beeline.
Yeah.
Just give me a minute.
Make a co-host.
Then I'll be on this. Aru, can you make my try out?
Can I? What?
Because I'm on Facebook.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
I'm on.
Good evening. Good
You
evening.
can hear me
Good
now,
evening.
right?
How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Amazing.
Okay, we are Facebook Live as of now. Welcome, ORSHI.
So you have to make her a co-host.
Recording. Yeah, I will make it. Okay, ORSHI, you are also co-host now. So in case you have anything to share, you can also share. Okay, we are just 1 minute away from our 100.
Yeah, let us start, sir.
Yes. We are exactly 1 minute away from 110th week talk
Wow.
show. And that's fairly a decent achievement for all of us. Congratulations, Phoenicians, each one of you over here. A warm welcome and greetings to all. And to celebrate this 110th week of Phoenicia, Friday Water Educators Forum, we have got ORSHI LIPTAK Bennett from Canada. Now to give a small introduction about this big lady, the big woman of Canada, I would want to say that she's a Reiki master, she's a healer, she's a Ayurveda specialist, she's a therapist, and she's a KANGEN for more than 8 to 10 years, guys. And she has been privileged to connect to almost the best of the best from the worlds. Now, whether it is Christina Lee, whether it is all the other toppers of the world from that part of the world, from the Western world, this is a brand name, or she is a brand name for all of us. Most of you who would have been seeing her for the very first time, once she starts through the process, you will know what this lady is made out of. So, ORSHI, a quick hi to all of us from you on this platform. Welcome, greetings into 110th week on this platform.
Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. And I will admit to all of you beautiful people, I am not a morning person, but I was excited to wake up this morning to join you all. And from actually rainy British Columbia, we needed the rain. So it's one of those days, and I cannot wait to share with you today.
Fantastic. Can we all type 111 in the chat box for ORSHI as our guest speaker tonight? If you want number one nuggets, if you want number one value today, tonight, please type 111 in the chat box for ORSHI. And ORSHI, we would like to start this great evening, 110th week of Phoenicia. Your story before and after Enagic. How you actually got connected to Enagic? Because everyone is a story, every life is a story. We would like to know more about it.
Well, this is a story for sure. So I'm going to try to just condense a little bit to you all as to how I have come about to Enagic. So I am originally from Hungary, Central Europe. And originally, I am a foreign trade economist. And as soon as I finished university, my leg was on an airplane coming to Canada. So once I arrived, I immediately almost fell into the area of law. which I would say it wasn't an accident either, you know, it just was a calling at the time that I ended up spending 20 years plus in immigration law as a certified immigration professional. And that was my first major career. And that was my first major call in this life to serve my communities. So that is where it all started, when I did not pay attention to myself at all and kept serving and serving and serving. And the days went by and the months went by and the years went by, and I started to have a lot of health issues. So first and foremost, I started to have a lot of allergies. Probably a lot of us don't really take those as much seriously when we start sneezing, but it went all the way to the point where I couldn't breathe through my nose for a decade of time. So I never could have a proper bronchial or breathing. I was constantly struggling. No really medication could help. Nothing that I could just purchase could help. So it was a constant struggle until one day I actually had a piece of walnut, my favorite nuts of all, and I actually have just flatlined in my backyard. So I had to call 911. By the time they got to me, they had to resuscitate me. And it turned out I had a massive anaphylactic attack, while I never have been allergic to anything before. So then the journey started on this tiny piece of walnut. And about a year and a half later, I had another episode on some blueberries. This time again, I ended up in an emergency situation with the ambulance. Then shortly after that, I started to get panic attacks. I didn't even know what those were ever before. But by this time, I am so engaged in law. I've had a busy firm. I had hundreds of clients. I had major responsibilities. I had staff to take care of. So it was a really tight spot. So I kept going and going and going, and no one could help me. And I went to the doctors and they said, everything is okay with me. And I said, you must be crazy, because I'm not good. So I ended up going to the naturopath. I spent a load of money there for about 2.5 years. I left about $13,000 in appointments and medication, like natural products. And that helped me a bit, but still did not solve my problem. And then one day, a friend of mine in British Columbia said, I used to live in Toronto. She said, come over, you need to rest. And I came over to Vancouver for a week. And I then had met the technology on her kitchen counter. And she was kind enough to take care of me for a week, and I drank a lot of the water. And she also knew that I was really exhausted in my business and that I was looking for something else in my life to do. So once I had the water, you guys, my whole life truly changed on every level. My health, after 1 week of drinking the water, completely turned around. I never could believe it, what had happened. And before I knew, I flew back to Toronto and I told my husband, we're buying this technology. And he said, no, we're not. And he said, we better research. So we went into a process of researching. I researched for 9 months, you guys, 9 months. And as a legal professional, obviously you could only imagine how research was very natural to me. I went very deep into the system of whatever I saw on the internet, whatever I have seen about network marketing and direct selling and the technology and ionized water. And, I ended up going to purchase the unit and made the final decision in 2014. And within the first week, I have shared the water with someone who purchased the machine. And in a couple of days, I sold another unit. And in a few days, another unit, each of them because I shared water with people, with my friends. And all of a sudden, I started to get checks in the mail. And I said, oh, this is a fantastic thing. I can change my whole life. So that's what happened. And I never looked back. And my health has never been better. And I completely, in another 2.5 years, I actually took my legal operation kind of downward, and I started to get the water business upward. And so eventually I have completely changed my career, but most importantly, my life mission and my health.
Wow, Orshi, that was fantastic sharing. Guys, if you saw a powerful story, the most critical aspect of the story is sharing of water. Do we all agree? Please type 222 in the chat box. So sharing of Kangen water is so very important for us to build a connect between people. So let us make it a vision and a mission to take this water to every home throughout the world. Can we be missionaries for water? Taking this water, taking the Kangen protection to every home, because every home and every life is a story, Kangen story, waiting to be explored. Orishi, that was fantastic. And ladies and gentlemen, did you observe? 9 months of research to make a decision. So it is not going to happen that we shared Kangen water, people get results and immediately they are going to buy this device. It is a process. Kangen is a journey. It is a process of drinking water, filling the water, getting results, staying on the water for a longer time while you are researching, and then taking it forward to people for you to receive checks after checks after checks, like the way Orshi received checks in her mail. So congratulations, Orshi, for that, sharing this water forward, not just limiting it to your own self, buying a device and keeping it to yourself. And probably the good news is that from Canada to India, this part of the world, she's here starting her story at this point of time. So thank you, Orshi, for being here on this platform with your story, and we really love you for that. Now, taking this session forward, yeah, welcome. Now, taking this session forward, what we would like to know is 8 years you have been with this water, and 8 years you have also been with Enagic as a business. What would be your nuggets and suggestions for people in this part of the world when it comes to the product and the business?
You know, do you guys have time till the end of the year? I could talk about this, okay? It is the most phenomenal thing ever. You guys listen up, okay? If someone had told me 8 years ago that I will be distributing I don't know, machine, which I don't like that the technology is called a machine. I'd rather call it the technology, an invention. This is the most important, I swear, technology of the 21st century for humanity. It is such an absolute product if you look at it from the business perspective. And the reason why people were so attracted to my story internationally and all through my speakings in the world is because I have encompassed the health as well as the business aspects of the technology. and eventually to bring the power back to you, to the people, to share the product, to market and sell a product without all of the other hassles. We've got Enagic Global, we've got legal all done for us. We've got points of sales all done for us. We've got logistics, transportation, no overhead, no inventory, no staff to hold on to and take care of. If you were in Canada, you'd have like 5,000 other taxes on the top of which you'd have to pay in order to have a company, because I had a company, and that immigration consulting firm guys it was my baby. I had marketed it from zero. I built it as an immigrant woman in Canada. I was 26 years old when I opened my own immigration legal firm in Toronto. I had a street front office. I had people bringing me people. I had the consulates referring me people. I had the radio bringing me people. I had the television people bringing me people. I had a good business, except I forgot all about my own health. So we cannot forget about ourselves first, because when we are good, then we can do even better in the world. When we are not good, we don't have enough to give. It's not going to be good. It's not going to look good, and it's not going to be attractive. So look at my journey with Enagic. First, I was immersing in the water. I drank a lot of water. My whole body restored after giving birth, for ladies, and you know what I'm talking about. But even gentlemen who have all of a sudden the children coming, the responsibilities coming, so the stress level goes up because the responsibility level goes up. Everyone needs this nourishment of God's water, if you will. This water no longer exists on earth unless you're at some special spots. And we all know that we're not living on the top of the Himalayas or on the top of a beautiful mountain every day, because when I need to cook a soup or a meal, I cannot run up to the top of the Himalayas, correct? I need that water at source with me in my house. And the way that Mr. Oshiro and Enagic put this technology into operation, and how they spread this for half a century now. And imagine when I came into Enagic, India didn't even have an office. Dubai didn't have an office. Now, look at the global spreading that's actually happening with the Enagic technology. When I entered Enagic, there was a 1.7% global market penetration. Today, there's about a 4.1, 4.2% market penetration. That means we've got the whole world to show. And I encourage my teams, as well as I honestly encourage everyone wherever I speak, do not ever be shy to tell people about the technology. Because if someone did not make that effort for me, I might not be here today. So understand that you're changing lives. And even though I know that, Shashi, we have a little bit of a script for today, I can't help myself but to say really my last point. The main thing, don't stop telling people about the technology. Don't, because you're going to come across the people whose lives are going to be turned upside down good because of you. So go and share, and don't be shy. And most importantly, while I am a salesperson naturally, not everybody is, I never sell. Just convey the message and then people will buy. Teach them the technology and about the water and they will buy. Show them what this does and they will do it. They will make the decision and buy. So don't stop. Go out there and tell people, and look what happened to me after the water energized my physical body, solved all my problems on this level. Then it goes into your energetics, your field, your aura, your frequency, your energy. People will feel it. They'll look at you and you'll look better, and you anti-age and you shine and you radiate. And then they will be like, what are you doing? What is your secret? Then you tell them about it and you spread the word. My child, who is 15 today, have basically had she's had most of her life, the KANGEN water. Well, at least, 7 years on, she's never touched a carbonated beverage. She doesn't do it because she knows it's not good for her. She understands because I dragged her with me to 100 presentations. Poor child was coming with me. My husband was coming with me. We all went. We constantly went. And that's the whole thing about it. Don't be shy. People need this more than you can possibly fathom, especially today, especially in this world, especially in the changing global situation. Now, back to the business end. If somebody really didn't make this effort, and at that time, I don't get out of law, you guys, you know what a struggle it is now, that industry? You might not think so, but it is. The global opportunity. I can go anywhere. I sit on the beach in Hawaii, and it happened. I go to see my mom and my family in Central Europe, and people line up for water because I helped my mother's health with the technology, and they see it. Wherever you go, you can do business. I used to charge $10,000 to $15,000 in my legal space for a work permit for a business person. I even, in this office where I'm sitting, I still have my hundreds and hundreds of retainer agreements and contracts of my legal business because I just couldn't get rid of them. I had to keep it. And I still can show you how much money a foreign business owner would have to come to Canada and pay in order to do business. The same thing to the United States. And you know what? And when that permit expired a year later, we made another $5,000 to $10,000 because each year we had to extend that work permit, or they could not work in their own businesses, even if they invested millions of dollars in Canada. There is no better way to do business in today's 21st century current global situation. And I'm not going to talk about the global situation, but we all know what that means. No better way than two things: information and distribution. Distribution, because you don't have to have a warehouse. You don't have to have the inventory. You don't have to worry about, millions of people stacking the warehouse and paying for the warehouse and paying for overhead. So flexibility, phenomenal compensation, like everything is there. You just need to work it. You just need to open your throat chakra and tell the world about it. Okay? Thank you.
That was super awesome statement. Open your throat chakra, guys. And this comes from an immigration super specialist consultant lawyer. Ladies and gentlemen, a business advice for you, which would cost otherwise $1 million for us to set up a business in Canada. And here it comes from the super specialist right away saying that KANGEN business opportunity, not only the product, but the business opportunity is also one of the most phenomenal combinations. It is the eighth wonder of the universe for all of us amidst the current trends and scenarios to set up a global venture. And that is Energy KANGEN for all of us, guys. And one more important thing, what Madam shared now was feeling fulfillment. Only water does that. Earlier also in traditional business and consultancy and law, she was making enough millions of dollars. But then drinking water, energizing, nourishing, feeling fulfilled from inside allows us and liberates us more to feel more compassion with the entire world. So if we are fulfilled from inside, we can always share this fulfillment to the outside world. That's awesome, fantastic. If you love the sharing, please type 444 in the chat box.
I love the
If you found
444.
value in the sharing, please type 444. Oh, wow, fantastic, fantastic. Because this platform is all about numbers. We love a lot about that.
Love
and
it.
For all of you, thank you. Thank you, Orshi. For all of you, let me explain to you. Orshi is an Ayurveda specialist. She's a healer. She's a Reiki master. She's a therapist. She's a legal consultant and whatnot, what less. Now, with this kind of a background, one important question to you, Orshi. Now, you have been a therapist and you are yourself a person who's survived and thrived allergies in your life with KANGEN water. Now, how would you differentiate between wellness with KANGEN water and all your other ancient wisdom therapies?
Oh, do you have time, you guys? Okay, here it goes. As I have mentioned, after a few years of drinking the water, as if, you know, it kind of went and seeped into my mind, which is, what is your mind? Your mind is your emotional body, your energetic body. Okay? It seeped in there, and I had this beautiful woman sat beside me at a business networking event, an Indian woman from Mumbai, sorry. And she said, would you like a little Reiki session? And at that point in time, I was so ready to have something else coming in. Almost the water pushed me to something else, okay? And so I went for a Reiki session, and that became a whole thing. And then I ended up doing a level 1, then a level 2, then a level 3, then a level 4 Reiki courses. And before I knew, I started practicing energy healing while I was in university studying Ayurvedic health. I don't even know where that came from, you guys. If you were to ask me today where Ayurveda came into my life, I can't tell. I don't know. It just that something with that water, the energy, the frequency that you actually get, it goes beyond the physical body. And we all understand body, mind, spirit connection. Yet, it's not down integrated enough. If you know what I'm saying, in the world, people still just think that this body, mind, spirit is a whoosh, whoosh, something that they understand body, mind, spirit as the words. But do they understand the system, that we're a soul in this human vessel, and we have to take care of all aspects of us. And prana, and do I need to tell you guys what that means? Travels in water. Prana cannot travel in earth or air or ether or fire. So it travels in water, but what happens when your water system is dirty, sludgy, full of toxins like mine was, and I spent those many years in law without a sip of water all throughout the day. I'm not even sure how I survived, to be honest with you. And I never have been a Coca-Cola drinker person anyways. So I just drank nothing, or maybe some coffee. And what would happen with me is, by the end of the day, my system was in so much shock and almost like stressing on the inside, right? If you have any amount of stress, or your nerves or your system is telling you, giving you signals that something isn't right, then listen to the signals and don't run to the doctor. But most importantly, drink water, and drink Kangen water. Now, today, as I am an Ayurvedic health counselor and I have a practicing space, and I see patient clients every week on Tuesdays and on Fridays, either in my physical space here in Vancouver area, or if I travel, then internationally, wherever I am, or online. And people come to me from all places of the world with all kinds of problems, okay? Some people have a physical problem or a digestive tract problem, but some people, they just cannot find a partner, and that's their problem. They've got a mental issue, or some person just is looking for a better opportunity or something that's really aligned with them. And you know what? Every single person that comes to my space, I have to tell you, I cannot help myself but to say, you need to buy a Kangen machine. I'm sorry, but if you don't have that ionized water quality, in other words, you don't have the energy, if you don't have the electrical charge in the water, then where else are we getting electrical charge? Fruits, vegetables, right? We get the antioxidants from the box that says vitamin C, but you know what? Their sizes are much bigger. It's much more difficult to build into the system, or in other words, upload. Do you know about what I mean about upload? When you put that little flash drive into your computer and it doesn't show you the documents that are on it, that means you couldn't upload them, right? Makes sense? Same thing with the body. When you eat and it doesn't upload, then we don't convert to tissue. We don't convert to healthy hair, healthy nails, healthy skin. We cannot anti-age just because we keep putting creams on our faces. I am a woman, and let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, drink your water if you want to anti-age. Don't worry about buying products for your skin first and foremost, okay? I honestly feel, personally, really, truly, honestly, that I have aged in the last 8 years, at least 12 to 15 years, I've anti-aged. Knowing I'm 50 years old next year, and I'm very proud of that, and no, I don't have a problem telling my age. And I have given birth, and I have run a business, and I have built 2 careers, and I have 3 university degrees. And I still cannot help but to tell people, you need the water, or I cannot put your system in order. How can I put their system in order when they're dehydrated and their entire system is dry? I can't. Nobody can, because the body can't. So even if they come to my space, I say to them, if you have a financial problem, I really don't want to hear it, because that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? But if you understand the technology, people always find the funds, you guys, because people spend money anyways. The question is where they spend the money. It's your job to turn their head into a direction that they understand. Okay? So sharing the water gives the opportunity for people to experience the water on their own skin, like I did. And believe me, I'm a heavy sell. You cannot come to me with a $5,000 technology. If I did not have my life changed, my health changed, and then I still took 9 months to research. And the person that brought me the machine was a good, close friend. And I still took 9 months to research. And guess what? When I already knew that the technology is unattackable, I still attacked the network marketing aspect of it. I still went going on like, come on, I've got letters after my name. I cannot be associated with something that is not 100%, you know, above the board as a business model. What is this network marketing thing? What is this? I never could imagine a better business model on the face of earth than network marketing. Zero chance. You cannot find it. And if you found it, please let me know. There's nothing better than this. Okay, period. And I truly, honestly, 100% believe in every word that I say to you guys. No word of a lie here. No reason for me to promote it to you, right? Yet there is just, you can't stop. And we will never stop, because you will feel the need. The higher your energy is, the more you need to know that you were called to spread the word. So ionized water, it's got electrical charge, and that's where it's at, you guys. So anybody, believe me, every day on the field, I got, even this week, I had to grapple with people in BC, here in British Columbia, beautiful mountains. So people think that we've got so much beautiful water. What is this woman talking about, this machine? And I say to them, bring me your water. And if it has electrical charge, I will say, namaste. Until then, let's not talk about it, because prove it to me that that water has electrical charge. It doesn't. So there's no comparison, you guys, unless you're on the top of the Himalayas, and I mean it, the 9 or 10 places in the world where we still have that God-given water quality. That's no longer where we all live. And because they have to bring the water to us, it comes through pipes, and the pipes are absolutely disgusting. To be honest, I think doesn't matter where you live. Okay. So whatever we get is already processed water, if that makes sense. It's processed through the cities and the municipal governments. You know, many of the natural body waters you cannot just drink. There's no comparison, and it's measurable, and it's simple. And how I say it in my business opportunities and on my platforms, Honestly, it is the only way to change your system significantly and reduce problems the shortest possible way. And bring prana energy in, allow the minerals in the water to carry electrical charge, because that's what happens. The magnesium, the calcium, the potassium, the sodium, the iron, which are all minerals in the KANGEN water, which means we don't filter it out. It will allow your body to transmit electrical charge and ground you all the way down, especially when we have all the computers and devices and tablets and telephones, and these are no longer telephones, they are smartphones. Virtually, you know that they're handheld computers in your hand, in your pocket, all the time. The children have it all the time. Here in the schools, you guys, every child has to have a laptop, or they cannot even study. They all have to have devices. They all have to have email addresses. They all have to have platforms of some sort of digital space. That electrical EMF, that electrical magnetic field that comes in, all of the massive stuff, where is your body putting that? You need something to ground you, and the water is the most successful way to do it. I mean, KANGEN water is. So go with the ionized water technology. That's what I do first. I don't even as much sell the idea of KANGEN itself, but I sell the idea of ionization first. Once they understand the energy aspect, the rest just comes on its own, and provide documentation. That's the other thing I like, and I learned in law. People paid me thousands and thousands and thousands and still didn't listen. It happens. They just don't listen sometimes. So if you give them documentation, they can decide for themselves. Okay, give them what they need at their level of what they need about the water, because nothing compares. If you were to follow some of my work on my Facebook business page, which is Wellness Wave Creations, or even on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, I talk about this all the time. And I just had a live the other day where I said, do you know what an ORP meter is, Shashi? Does your team use your ORP meters? You do,
Yes.
right? So I had a live where I had my little ORP meter with me, and I was showing to people, look, there's a screen on it, there's numbers on it, read it. Don't believe me? Read the machine tells you, measures something where science meets spirituality. This is it. This is it. We're at a perfect storm, and I'm doing quite a lot of few things under my business in the sense of everything energy, but nothing can compare to the water. Nothing. I prescribe in my Ayurvedic space essential oils. I like them because they're pure, or the pure certified pure oils. So I really watch where I source them. Okay. Lots of adulteration there, so you have to be careful. I mean, if you look around my desk, like I always have, products. I have a lot of crystals, that I love to recommend to my patient clients. I have the energy healing, services that I have. Nothing compares to the water. Nothing. It doesn't matter what I say. Even food doesn't compare. Doesn't. Food is 30%. Let me share something with you guys, and then I'll give you back the word. Shashi, I almost barely eat the last little bit. Never happened to me. I love cooking. I love being in the kitchen. Always loved it. Loved it with my grandma, loved it with my mom, loved it, love food, love to deal with food. I love to cook food. I love to give the food. And I barely eat. It's almost like my body doesn't need it. The higher I go in frequency, the more I find that it becomes less important in my field, but much more so I rely on my water. Yeah.
Wow. That is an amazing revelation, guys. If you are seeing value, please type value, value, value for ORSHI here. Profound wisdom and nuggets she has shared in this particular last few minutes of our conversation. Yes, guys, the most important nugget that comes to our mind is the number one question what we can ask everybody. Is your water electrically charged? Simple. A thought-provoking question, guys. Second thing, like what Orshi shared here through her expertise, because energy, frequency, vibrations, that's her specialization, wellness and healings. Now, in this, she says prana travels through water. So, ladies and gentlemen, the life-saving force, it is driven by the water element. And if your water is not energetic Kangen water, that means there is a huge amount of risk exposure that we allow the body to go through. If it is not energetic Kangen water, guys. So here is a person who has put it across with a lot of conviction, lot of experience, lot of authority, and also documentations, ladies and gentlemen, to support whatever she has spoken. Did we all feel that it was a soul talk? What was coming was from inside. It was not just a marketing talk at all. So amazing. Guys, by now in India, 6 years, we celebrated 6th Energetic India anniversary. And we had more than 4,000 people from India over there to attend that event. So we have seen a great product with a great value and great testimonies. And we are few of us here on this platform in the 110th week of Venetia. And I'm sure we all are connected by energetic Kangen water. If it were to be true, please type Kangen water, Kangen water, Kangen water for Orshi to understand that we are also Kangen lovers here tonight. Like,
yeah, talk from the heart, but do understand it is an investment for people. So they're going to want to see proof, and that is okay. If they have objections, that is okay. You are there to explain it to them, and there's only about 9 to 10 different ways they can maybe object. You just explain, and that's what your job is, or that's what your mission should be. I mean, the word job is not even a thing anymore. I don't think it should be in the dictionary even. And the other thing is, yes, talk from the heart. That's people connect with the energy, you know. Actually, let me share with you that I actually have had more sales when I didn't know a lot about the water. Actually, there was in the beginning, it's almost like because I just was so passionate and I absolutely didn't know what I was talking about, that people just understood my energy. That's all it was. And then, of course, I like to have my I like to know that I have the knowledge. You know what I mean? So if anybody asks, then I'm able to explain why I believe in something really in essence. So I am that way a little bit nerdy, but documentation is important because people need to see something visual and in writing. also the presentations are important, because that husband of mine who said, no, we're not buying that machine. What, are you crazy? He said, are you crazy? $5,000? You don't even know anything about the technology? And I said, he's right. So I had to know. And he said, you know what? You will be grateful for me one day when all of these questions are going to come at you from other people. And he was right. Because in the first 24 hours, he went on the internet and he found all kinds of crap. And I had to go run to the people that showed me the KANGEN machine saying, I don't know, but my husband is finding all this stuff and I don't know what to say. How am I going to explain this to him? So gather your facts, of course, because that's only professional, but come from the heart and the rest all fall into place. And most importantly, you guys, drink the water yourself. Be the water, be the product, be the technology. You cannot tell people about water when you look dehydrated. They're not going to believe you. What I teach in my business, and you all understand Ayurveda, thank God, is that you have to have authentic alignment. What does that mean? It means that what you say, you believe from the heart, that you never say things that you don't believe in, that is not true with you, that doesn't resonate with your energy, you're not going to do. And I said that to Mr. Ayer here when he has asked me to speak today. And I said, I only will do in my life what I truly believe in and what I am called to do. And I will not compromise. There's no need to compromise. You just need to find your own truth and go out there to the world, drink the water, hydrate, be the product first. You look good first, and then people will notice it. Show them the presentation. When my husband finally came for a presentation, I actually dragged him to a presentation. And let me tell you, beautiful people, my husband didn't want to go to the presentation. And I was upset. I was upset with him. I said, come on. You saw what it did to my allergies. You need to give this at least a chance and just sit there for an hour. So he did. He did come. And at that point in time, there was never a doubt. Now he's an international distributor with me, and we're going almost to 683. So actually my next target point is not even 682, but 683. So we're lifting 3 lines right now. And in those 3 lines, I already have 2 fairly set to go again. So my process was a bit slower, but I was, too engaged in becoming more educated and university and all of that and a lot of other stuff in life. But I've built an organization in a way where once I hit 683, I will shortly after that will be dash doing it.
Wow.
And there's just, I'm building this legacy for my child as well. I build it even for my mom, who is 73 years old today. And she almost had a scary problem last year, unfortunately, due to some things to do with the COVID situation. And I went home and I gave her KANGEN water and I gave her Reiki healing. and I gave her my essential oils, and I gave her frequency. And nobody believes in my city how my mom's condition is. Nobody believes. And you know what happened? People are asking me to come back. They're lining up for water share. So go and do for people. Give your heart. Work on your frequency. Be the product. Drink the water. If you don't drink the water and you don't do enough of it, nobody's going to believe you. Makes sense, right? So you cannot talk water and preach, like we preach water and drink wine, right? So you have to, even though sometimes we do drink wine, okay? But the point is we can alkalize our body again. That's why it's uncomparable. To get rid of toxins in the body, you guys, that builds into the tissues, deep into the cells. How do you think you take that out of there? That's why I died twice, to tell you all of this. You know, when I tell people that I actually have nearly died twice, they actually giggle and they don't even believe it. It's a true story. I flatlined. I was resuscitated by a fireman on an emergency call. Why? Because my body was up to this high in toxins that I couldn't pull out of there. And the water instantly did it. Because it's got universal intelligence. It might not take for another person only a week. I was very fortunate that it helped so fast. But if I stopped drinking the water, I'm sure it would come back. Because toxicity is given. You can't avoid it. I come from a very, very organic land in Central Europe. My people all grew organic food. I mean, never grocery shopped. All my life. My mom would say on Sundays, go to the garden and pick me some parsley and some tomatoes and some peppers. We never went to the store. And yet, there's toxicity because of the environment. It's out there. There's all kinds of heavy metals. There's pesticides and herbicides, and I'm very aware of the same even in India. Yeah.
That was amazing. The depth of sharing, the words that are pouring out is absolutely soul to soul connect. It is a frequency and a vibration, and we all can understand it is the power of Kangen water talking through you, and amazing. One last question, Orshi, for today. Do you come across any rejections? Because the way you go about your subject, about the water, we feel the whole world is waiting to listen to you and say yes, yes, yes to you.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Such a good question, and I really appreciate it. And I am so happy to tell you that I get a lot of objections. So even though all of my experience, even though I have the documents, and I always say that to people, because that way it backs them up off a bit. Like, it's just like, I always am very gentle, but I say, I have the documents. So they understand that there's more to it than what just I am saying. But the objections will come, because that's the natural process of another person trying to process this whole idea that is so foreign to all of us globally, really. I mean, who talked about ionized water ever before? Enagic people. Nobody. Everybody compares themselves to us. But I believe that a 50-year-old company is a 50-year-old company, and I like a proven track record. Do you? Or would you rather go with someone who's got 1 or 2 years of work, 5 years of company experience? And I know everyone knows about Japanese engineering technologies and Japanese engineering marvel and how they work and how they approach their work and their work ethics. I even often talk to people about, because it goes into what they produce out of their factory. And that is why we can stand by them, because we're an original manufacturing operation. We don't just market something because it's got a nice color. You are convinced and you're speaking with conviction, people will get that energy, you guys, no matter what. And sometimes that objection, they may not buy right away, but they will in 2 years or 3 years or 2 months. When they get to that level of understanding in their frequency, because you got to understand, you've got your frequency good, but they may not have their frequency good. So you need to, I like to now go into groups where I know people have an understanding about energy in general, because I find it's easier to actually convey the message to them. That is that's a business aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? If someone is very, I will put it out there, Shashi, low vibrational in their way of being, you will, you cannot cut a tree with a nail filer. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're going to starve to death. So from the business point of view, even though we want to help everyone in the whole wide world, we can't just help every human being. So go after the people that are ready to be helped. Search in your environment. You know, when I came out of law, people were saying this, and I can show it to you guys. That's also in my office. I had thousands of business cards, thousands. And they said, oh my God, you've got a huge network. You should have no problem. And I said, but most of them are drinking Coke and rum. So I cannot explain water to people that drink rum and Coke. You see what I mean? So I shifted my community as I was raising in vibration, because I was drinking my water and I embraced the technology on a health level for myself, for my family. Though as you raise in frequency, your vibe tribe is going to change. And then when your vibe tribe changes, then different energy is going to come there. And they'll have understanding that other people didn't. And it'll be easier. You know, no longer I get the objection, though, of the money. That I was saying. I no longer get, oh, I don't have the money. I don't get that. What I get is, okay, I'm going to see how I'm going to get the money. That's what I get. That is because I actually convey the value of this on so many levels. And I sometimes, my best friends were the hardest. Hell, they put me through hell. I was just like, aren't you my best friend? Why don't you listen to me? They had the most objections. Family? Oh my gosh, they're the hardest to sell. because they don't want you to sell them anything. They're family. And then my mother, who's a public educator and a holy moly, she was my hardest sell. And she loves me and she adores me and she believes in me and she believes me and she loves me. But $5,000 worth of technology? No, please, no. Until I changed her world. Now you should listen to her. At 73, she has a new career. She's busier than ever telling people about the water. She's excited. She's got stuff to do. Retirement is not a good thing. Be active, be out there, be the product, be the energy, energize yourself, invest in yourself, and people will notice and they'll come to you and attract them to you. Attract them. Don't go after them like an animal goes after their prey, because that's what they don't like. Attract them by your frequency. So all you have to do is work on yourselves. Drink the water, do your thing, meditate, work your energy, do your yoga, whatever you have to do, right? And people will feel that and they want to be around it, because you're going to multiply this into your life and it's going to show up in your wealth, in your dealings with people, in your business, in your money. And money is energy. Why do you think that is also? It's an energy. So when people don't like selling and they don't like, then it's almost like you're putting a bad vibe out there. So money doesn't want to come to you because you say you don't like it or there's a problem there. So like it. Like it. I don't like that everything went up 35 to 50% the last year in the grocery stores. But you know what I say? What are you going to do? Let's make more money. Let's make more money. There's money. There's a lot of it. Let's make it. Okay? So that is what I say. Attract all of your abundance with the beautiful prana. And there is just, this is the way of the universe. Okay? It's not a man's law, the law of nature. That's my message to you. And I believe in what I do is what keeps me going in Enagic. Nobody can get me away from this technology. No one, because I believe in it. So that's the point. That's what gets you through the nitty-gritty and the problems and the obstacles when the business doesn't look sexy for a moment. But all businesses have their challenges. What gets you going every year? In the back here, you guys, maybe on my wall, you see, I always have a vision board. Vision board is amazing. Whether you create it on paper, like I did, or whether you create a digital board. You know what's going to happen today after I hang up here from this Zoom? I will take that vision board down. You know why? Because I have done everything on that vision board that I put out in 2020 January. I made that vision board, and against COVID, against the whole world shutting down, everybody going nuts and crazy, I changed my life yet 2 other levels. I am an Ayurvedic health counselor. I am currently studying Ayurvedic clinical specialty, and I will be going all the way through to Ayurvedic doctor. And I'm very privileged that I got this opportunity from life to be able to do this. Yeah.
Fantastic. Guys, please type yes, 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 777 for Orshi for a wonderful session today. Out of this world session, and there is so much to her. We need to bring her back again on this platform. Only if you type 777, yes, 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 she will be driven to come back on this platform again some other time at a mutually convenient time. Or she, amazing expertise you have on the subject, and we are really, really blessed to have you on this platform this evening and being able to listen to you. Guys, if you feel you all are blessed, please type blessings, blessings, blessings for Orshi on this platform today, to be able to contribute more to this world with not only Kangen water, but all our core areas of expertise. And here is someone we have from the Soul Tribe. We vibe at the same level from the Soul Tribe. And this is a platform, Penisha is a platform for water educators. We all are primarily Kangen lovers. None of us are preachers. We all feel Kangen water through us all the time through our 37.2 trillion cells. That is why we are here relentlessly into the 110th week. And thank you, Orshi, for gracing this platform. And we will love to have you soon also. There is a lot of craving and desire left in us to seek more out of you. But due to paucity of time, we will have to really come to the end of the session. Before that, let us have a screenshot with legendary Orshi. All of you, please come on the videos so that we take this click, not to miss getting clicked with this amazing, wonderful woman from Canada.
Thank you, everyone, so much. And I really, truly appreciate it.
Wow, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Orshi, please, all of you come on video screens quickly and somebody help us with the screenshot.
Yeah, or you're going to do a screenshot for us, please.
Yes, yes, yes. We all are doing that. And I'll keep you posted also with the same. So,
I cannot wait to come to you guys in person, if God's willing, as I was planning to travel to India just as COVID onset and I couldn't. Hopefully in the next very short foreseeable future, I can see you all the way from the south tip of India, all the way to the north tip of India. I will be definitely traveling, and you can bet your bottom dollar that I will come and see you guys in person.
Thank you. Thank you,
Namaste.
Orshi, and looking forward to have a session with you again. God bless. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for the invitation again, and have a wonderful evening, you guys, and see you soon.
Thank you.